You were born in 1999, Staten Island. The ferry ride smells like diesel and cheap cologne. But your real life starts the moment you step onto the pavement at Broad and Wall. You walk into the building. It doesn't smell like justice. It smells like stale coffee, anxiety, and electricity. The temperature is 65 degrees, cold enough to kill a virus, cold enough to keep you sharp. You step onto the floor. It is not a workplace. It is a riot with a dress code. Men are screaming until they turn purple, spitting, shoving. They call it the free market. It's a lie. It's a feeding frenzy. You look at the chaotic board of numbers. You don't see risk. You see a vault with a door wide open. You are 22 and you brought a crowbar. You are 23. You don't have a name. You are the kid. Your work week is 100 hours. You live in a cubicle farm under fluorescent suns. You fetch coffee. You pick up dry cleaning. You format Excel cells until your eyes bleed. The senior trader screams at you for breathing too loud. You take it, but you are watching. You notice the pattern. The guy making the most money isn't the smartest. He's the one whispering on a burner phone in the stairwell. He hits a home run on a merger 3 hours before it's announced. They call it intuition. You know it's a leak. You see the compliance officer walk past his desk and look the other way. Lesson 1. Rules are for the poor. Lesson 2. Profit washes away sin. You aren't studying economics anymore. You are studying the art of the hustle. And you are a very good student. You graduate to the desk. 8 monitors wall you in. You play by the book at first. You read the K-1 filings. You analyze the balance sheets. You buy good companies. You lose money. You sell bad companies. You lose money again. You are too slow. You realize the market isn't reacting to the news. The market is the news. You watch the tape. You see a massive block trade hit the wire 3 seconds before the FDA approval drops. That's not an algorithm. That's a phone call. That's a golf buddy. That's the real game. You stop looking at P/E ratios. You start looking for who played squash with the CEO last Sunday. You realize intelligence isn't about math. It's about access. Honest alpha is a myth for tourists. You don't need to be smarter than the market. You just need to know the ending of the movie before the opening credits roll. Your inventory evolves. It defines your corruption. Item 1. The Bloomberg terminal. It tracks the public market. It's mostly for show. Item 2. The burner phone. A cheap Nokia, prepaid, bought with cash at a bodega in Queens. No GPS, no name. This is where the real alpha lives. Item 3. The app. Signal. Wicker. Messages that self-destruct in 30 seconds. Delete after reading isn't a setting. It's a survival strategy. Item 4. The Iron Key. A military-grade encrypted drive on your keychain. It holds the access codes for a shell company in Nevis. It's your escape hatch. Item 5. The chemistry. Adderall to hunt. Xanax to forget what you did to get the kill. Beta blockers to keep your pulse steady when compliance asks you a question. You aren't just a trader anymore. You are a spy. And your equipment is designed to hide the body. You finally get the seat. The head trader tosses you a P&L book like a live grenade. Don't blow up. That's the only instruction. Week 1. You are down 3%. The axe is hovering over your neck. You can feel the heat. Then the burner phone buzzes. It's an old college buddy at a biotech firm. He doesn't say hello. He whispers, "The drug failed. We announce it closing." Click. Silence. You know what this is. It's material non-public information. It's a felony. It's 5 years in federal prison. You look at your bleeding screen. You look at the phone. You don't hesitate. You short the stock with everything you have. Leverage to the hilt. 4 p.m. The news breaks. The stock plummets 50%. You make $2 million in 12 seconds. The room cheers for your genius. You smile. You aren't a genius. You're a criminal. And you realize you never want to play fair again. You make $5 million that year. You spend 6. It's not poor math. It's an addiction. The triplex in Tribeca is 20 grand a month. The summer rental in Southampton is $250,000 for the season. You buy a Ferrari not to drive it, but to park it in the front row. The bottle service at One Oak costs more than your father made in a decade. You burn through cash like it's oxygen. And this is the trap. You can't go back to being being a normal trader. Making 8% a year on analysis? That's for suckers. That's for the middle class. You need the juice. You need the 300% overnight pop. You need the whisper. The lifestyle is a beast that eats cash, and you have to feed it. The crime stops being a choice. It becomes a fixed cost. You aren't trading for profit anymore. You are stealing to pay the rent. You need a lie to sleep at night. You don't call it insider trading. That's a dirty word for the evening news. You call it high conviction alpha. You call it expert networking. You tell yourself that information is a commodity, just like oil or wheat. If you dig it up first, you own it. The SEC calls it a felony. You call it an edge. You look around the floor. The senators are trading on laws they haven't passed yet. The CEOs are trading on earnings they haven't released yet. The whole game is rigged from the top down. So why should you play by the rules? You convince yourself that fairness is a fairy tale for poor people. You aren't cheating the system. You are the only one playing it correctly. You aren't a criminal. You are just faster than the law. Your life splits in two. Day shift, the actor. You stand on the floor. You scream about market fundamentals. You lecture interns on technical analysis. It is pure theater. You are playing the role of an honest man for the cameras. Night shift, the operator. You leave the badge on your desk. You take the subway, not the town car. You meet a nervous junior lawyer in a parking structure in Jersey City. No names, no handshakes. You slide a gym bag across the concrete. 10,000 in unmarked bills. He slides back a flash drive. The merger details. You go home. You don't sleep. You memorize the numbers. You smash the drive with a hammer. You flush the pieces. The next morning, you execute the trade. The profit hits your account like a heroin injection. But then the phone clicks. Just a faint static on the line. Is it a bad connection? Or is it the FBI? You stop eating. You check the rear view mirror every 3 seconds. You are making $1 million a week, but you are sweating like a junkie. December, the wire hits. It's 8 figures, net. Money stops being currency. It becomes a high score. You don't spend it, you hemorrhage it. You buy a penthouse you never sleep in. You buy a 150-foot yacht just to keep your mistress away from your wife. You fly 20 friends to Ibiza on a G650 because you were bored on a Tuesday. You drink whiskey that was bottled before the Titanic sank. You light a cigar with a $100 bill, not because you have to, but because you want to watch the president's face burn. You stand on the table at the club, drenched in champagne, screaming at the DJ. You look down at the street. The police cars look like toys. The laws look like suggestions. You truly believe you are chosen. You think the FBI is something that happens to other people. You think you are a god. It starts with a courier, not a trade confirmation, a thick envelope. Department of Justice, subpoena. Your hands shake so bad you can't open it. Then the silence hits. Your main contact, the guy with the biotech tips, his phone goes dead. Subscriber not in service. That's not a disconnect, that's a plea deal. He turned. You go to the office, but the air has changed. People stop talking when you walk in. The compliance officer stares at you for 3 seconds too long. You go home. There is a black Ford Taurus parked across the street. 2 guys in the front seat, eating sandwiches. They don't look at you. That's how you know they are watching you. Paranoia eats you alive. You start drilling holes in hard drives in your bathtub at 3 a.m. You shred paper until the machine jams. You flush SIM cards down the toilet. You haven't slept in 4 days. Every siren outside makes your heart stop. You aren't the hunter anymore. You are the deer, and you can hear the twigs snapping. Tuesday, 6 a.m. It isn't the alarm. It's the front door. Boom, boom, boom. You don't even get to put on pants. The wood splinters. Men with assault rifles flood your hallway. They scream commands. FBI, hands! Show me your hands! It's not a negotiation. It's a raid. You are face down on the Persian rug, the cold marble against your cheek. You see the heavy boots. You see the yellow letters on the blue windbreakers. The zip ties are plastic. They cut into your wrists. They are tight. Tighter than any Italian suit you ever wore. They tear the penthouse apart. They box up the computers. They empty the safe. They take the phones. They take your life. You are dragged out the front door in handcuffs. The cameras are already waiting. Flashbulbs popping like strobe lights. The reporters are shouting questions you can't answer. You see your own face on the breaking news feed on the lobby TV. Wall Street star indicted. Your assets are frozen. Your friends are gone. The lawyer isn't talking about winning. He's talking about plea deals. He's talking about minimizing exposure. The ride is over. The bill is due. Otisville Federal Correctional Institution, upstate. They call it Club Fed. It isn't a club. It's a cage with a tennis court. The Italian wool is gone. The Rolex is in an evidence locker. You wear cheap khaki. It itches. You wake up for the head count. You stand by your bunk like a child. You used to move markets with a whisper. Now you mop a cafeteria floor for 12 cents an hour. It is the only honest work you have ever done. The economy is different here. You don't trade equities. You trade pouches of mackerel. The currency is fish. You hustle for ramen noodles and stamps. You realize the truth in the silence of the yard. You weren't a wolf. You were just livestock that got too fat. The market hit a record high this morning. It didn't miss you. It replaced you. You aren't a master of the universe. You are inmate number 74923. Count time.